Hunger strikes are once again in the spotlight in the United Kingdom. This week, 4 members of the UK-based advocacy group Palestine Action said they will continue their hunger strike despite serious medical warnings and repeated hospitalizations of fellow protesters. They are being held across 5 prisons in England, accused of involvement of break-ins at a British subsidiary of an Israeli defense company and at a Royal Air Force base. The group denies charges of violent disorder and says the protest is about prison conditions, the right to a fair trial, and the UK government's decision to label Palestine Action a terrorist organization earlier this year. As their health deteriorates, lawyers say legal action against the government is being prepared. The case has drawn international attention and revived a wider question. Why do hunger strikes still carry such power? To understand that, we need to take a look at the history. Hunger strikes are one of the most extreme forms of non-violent protest. They place moral pressure on those in power by turning the protesters' own body into the battleground. The tactic goes back centuries. In ancient India and Ireland, people would fast outside the homes of those who wronged them, publicly shaming authorities into action. In the modern era, hunger strikes have often emerged where legal and political avenues feel closed. Let's take a trip down history. Some of the most famous hunger strikes took place in Ireland during British rule and later during the Troubles. In 1920, dozens of the Irish Republicans imprisoned without trial in Cork went on hunger strike. Among them was Terence Maxwell, the Lord Mayor of the Cork. His death after 74 days without food sparked global outrage and intensified support for Irish independence. Decades later, in 1981, imprisoned Irish Republicans protested the removal of their political prisoner status. The most prominent striker was Bobby Sands, who was elected to the British Parliament while still in prison. He died after refusing food for 66 days along with 9 others. Those deaths deeply damaged the British government's standing and became a turning point in the conflict. In colonial India, Mahatma Gandhi used hunger strikes as a political and moral tool. Gandhi called his fast Satyagraha, or holding on to the truth. He believed fasting was a way to awaken public conscience rather than force changes through violence. One of his most important strikes came in 1943 when he fasted for 21 days while under British detention. The protest helped mobilize mass resistance and intensified power pressure on colonial authorities. Another Indian revolutionary, Jatin Das, died after a 63-day hunger strike in prison in 1929. His funeral drew hundreds of thousands of people and strengthened the independence movement. Hunger strikes have also been a central form of resistance for Palestinians held in Israeli prisons, many under administrative detention without trial. One of the most well-known cases is Khadr Adnan, who died in 2023 after an 86-day hunger strike. His death fueled global condemnation and renewed scrutiny of Israel's detention practices. Adnan has spent years in and out of prison and used hunger strikes repeatedly to protest arrest without charges. His final strike ended with his death in an Israeli cell, making him the first Palestinian prisoner to die in a hunger strike in 3 decades. After the United States opened the Guantanamo Bay detention camp in 2002, hunger strikes became a recurring form of protest there as well. Detainees held without trial protested conditions and indefinite detention by refusing food. US authorities responded with force feeding using nasal tubes and restrained chairs, a practice widely condemned by human rights groups. Former detainees later described feeling stepped down and fed against their wills, sometimes for years. Hunger strikes were also used by political prisoners during apartheid in South Africa. In 1966, prisoners on Robben Island, including Nelson Mandela, went on a collective hunger strike to protest brutal conditions and racial segregation. The strike lasted about a week and forced negotiations with prison authorities. Mandela later wrote that it proved unity, even under extreme suffering, could force change. Decades later, South African leaders would publicly support Palestinian hunger strikes, drawing parallels between apartheid prisons and Israeli detention. Now, let's talk about why this matters today. Back in the UK, the Palestine Action hunger strike has placed the government under growing pressure. Supporters argue the case reflects a broader crackdown on pro-Palestinian activism during Israel's war on Gaza. Critics say the terror designation sets a dangerous precedent for his protest movements. History shows hunger strikes rarely win immediate demands, but they do something else. They force societies to confront uncomfortable questions about power, justice, and responsibility. From Ireland to India, from Guantanamo to Gaza, hunger strikes have shaped political histories without a single weapon being fired. As Palestine Action members continue their fast in British prisons, the question is no longer just about their case. It is about how states respond when protest turns into self-sacrifice and whether moral pressure can still move power. For more such explainers, subscribe to .News English.